Pinterest Predicts is wild this year. If you don't know what Pinterest Predicts is, that is a report that Pinterest puts out at the end of every year that essentially is them predicting the trends that are going to be really popular in the following year. In a way, this is Pinterest giving you a little foreshadowing of what is going to trend in the upcoming year. Because let's be real, Pinterest is in charge of what content ranks high on the platform. No, they're not in charge of what people are searching, but if Pinterest tells you something's going to be popular, people are probably going to go and then search that thing. So if you are a business marketing on Pinterest, you definitely want to take advantage of this report each year. It's kind of like the Instagram experts that will update you on trending audios, and as they share trending audios, they grow their following. And then one day they post an original audio, so an audio they created that is not trending yet, but they tell you it's trending. And all their followers go and use it because they think it's a trending audio. Well, then the audio then becomes trending because their followers listened. The same thing happens each year with Pinterest Predicts. So pull up a chair and let's digest all of these wild trends that Pinterest is expecting in the new year. I'm going to do a deep dive into how you can use these for your photography business. Okay, let's talk about Head to Glow. First of all, Pinterest came up with a cute name for each of their trend categories. So Head to Glow is the category and the cutesy name that they have tagged it with. That's not necessarily a keyword that you want to use on Pinterest. It's just an overarching theme that they are labeling all the keywords with. So inside Head to Glow, some of our trending keywords is going to be sunscreen, body lotion aesthetic, spa aesthetic, body skincare routine, and body care. As a photographer, you can maximize on this Head to Glow trend in the new year by creating content around body care pre-photo shoot. So what do your clients need to do or like to do to prepare for a photo shoot so that their skin is glowing and moisturized and ready to be captured on camera? And if you're a brand photographer for product-based business, you may want to dive a little deeper into the search term spa aesthetic and look at what types of content is already trending for that search term, because that lets you know what Pinterest is expecting to see with this term, and it may help you plan and style your upcoming photo shoot. All right, the next trend we're diving into is groovy nuptials. So Pinterest is predicting that weddings are going to have a flashback to 70s inspired decor. So things you can expect in the upcoming year is groovy wedding, 70s bride, retro wedding theme, groovy bachelorette party outfit, retro bachelorette party decor. If you are a wedding photographer, then this is something you want to pay attention to. And in order to really maximize on this trend and get leads into your business, then you may want to look back at some of your past weddings and see if any of them fit this retro wedding theme trend or 70s bride, and see where you can create content around these ideas so that as people are searching them this year, you are ranking high in those search results. For non-wedding photographers, just because this is a wedding trend doesn't mean it's not going to show up in other areas. So if you have some past retro photo shoots, maximize on that 70s theme, go ahead and create and post some content around this and publish it under that umbrella. Our next trend is jazz revival. So any past photo shoots that have a jazz aesthetic, those would be great to create content around. Some key terms with this are going to be jazz aesthetic clothing, jazz bar outfit, jazz funk, jazz club outfit, and piano jazz. So as you're creating content, I would focus more on the clothing choices and the attire that make this a jazz themed photo shoot, because that's likely where this trend is going to go more towards style and fashion in that niche, but you can also pull in some jazz-themed props if you have some lined up to share with your audience. Something else you could do with each of these trends in your content, if you are an affiliate for a company such as Amazon, you can maximize on these trends by sharing different prop ideas. So even if you don't want to incorporate these items into your prop closet, you can give suggestions for other people and links for them to go and find these props themselves. Our next trend is cute coins. And the premise of this trend is that Gen Z and millennials are going to start making their money cuter. If you've had this idea or wanted to do this, drop a comment, tell me about it, because this one caught me a little bit off guard. The main premise behind this trend is that we're moving away from minimalism and moving more towards putting stickers on things, making everything big, and having personality. So some trending terms for this are going to be credit card stickers, ceramic piggy bank, teddy bank, piggy bank design, aesthetic piggy bank. So if you are a brand photographer and you typically have those clients that have the money gun and they shoot the money everywhere in their photo shoot, you may want to also pull in a piggy bank that is fun and colorful and bright and has a lot of personality to include in your photo shoots moving forward. So apparently in 2024, pickleball is out and badminton is in. This next trend is called making a racket, and Pinterest is predicting that we're going to move away from pickleball into being obsessed with playing badminton. So the key terms here are going to be badminton racket, badminton bag, badminton shoes, badminton outfit, playing badminton aesthetic. So again, we're looking at more of a fashion niche here, as well as the products people would buy for badminton. If I were a photographer, this is something I would keep in the back of my mind. If I have a client that is excited and loves badminton and wants to incorporate that into their shoot as part of their personality, I would definitely encourage that, especially because this trend isn't just something that Pinterest is saying is going to happen on Pinterest, but that they think is going to happen overall. So it would make your client more relatable to the audience that they're trying to attract and have more connection points with them. I always love incorporating some personality into photo shoots, and I love connecting with brands that really showcase that in their photos and their videos that they use for their brand. And of course, if you have an avid badmintoner that you already did a photo shoot for, definitely pull out that content and create a blog around it, because this is likely something I see being really easy to rank for, because there's probably not a lot of content on Pinterest right now around this topic. As a millennial, some of these trends seem out in left field to me. But one of the fastest populations growing on Pinterest is Gen Z. So a lot of these trends are also being driven by that growing population. This next trend is eclectic grandpa, and it is in the fashion niche. If you know what that means from a fashion sense, let me know. Send me an email, send me a DM, comment below, because this is not my fashion style and I need help. So in 2024, Pinterest is predicting that both Gen Z and boomers are going to embrace a grandpa style and look for big personality elements to add to their wardrobe. So cardigans, sweaters, those big watches, things of that nature. Our keywords that you can look for are customized denim jacket, eclectic clothing style, grandpa core, retro streetwear, grandpa style. If you feel like you have a photo shoot with some of these trends showing up, then by all means create some grandpa content. Okay, this next trend is one that I might actually get behind in my personal life, and it is aqua texture. So it's looking like we're going to trade in our gardens for aquariums and creating small aquarium designs. So what your search terms are going to be is small aquarium design, fish tank theme designs, fish tank theme ideas, turtle terrarium ideas, planted fish bowl, and bioactive vivarium. I feel like this is going to be fun in the craft niche and something that could be a fun project for the new year. From a photo shoot perspective, if you love crafts and want to incorporate this in, this would be a great, cute desk prop to include in your photo shoots. Something that can be in the background, but provide a little bit of personality and color into a photo shoot. And if you're working with a brand that is a gardening center or maybe a florist, this is something that you could encourage them to incorporate into their branding session, because it is something that will likely trend. Okay, diving into the food niche, this next one is melty mashups. So this is going to be incorporating two different popular food items into one. So things like pizza pot pie, gummy candy kebab, carbonara ramen, cheeseburger tacos, burger quesadilla. Those are going to be your trending search terms. From a photographer perspective, something I could see you doing with this is incorporating gummy candy kebabs into maybe a Valentine's Day photo shoot or a little kid birthday photo shoot, things along those lines, more so than utilizing these other key terms, unless you are a food photographer working with a company that is also maximizing on this trend. This next one is for the parents out there, and if you're working with a brand that is targeting parents of school-aged and small children, and it is Inchstones. So end of the year school party ideas, monthly milestone ideas, a baby naming ceremony, potty training reward ideas, and my first tooth party. One thing that I can gather from this that we can incorporate into our businesses, if you're not working directly with a parent-based business, is that in 2024, we're going to celebrate the small wins and make progress towards our goals. So celebrating the progress along the way, making every day special. So we've gone from celebrating the baby announcement to having gender reveal parties, and now it's looking like we're going to start having baby naming ceremonies in this upcoming year. So celebrating everything and every step along the way. All right, I'm excited for this fitness industry trend. It's knockout workouts. I know that the fitness and wellness industry has been a hard one on Pinterest the last couple of years, and these key terms are going to be searches that don't have a lot of content on Pinterest now. So if you're working with someone in one of these industries, it's definitely something you can maximize on. So we're going to have karate kumite, kickboxing aesthetic, mixed martial arts training, shadow boxing workout, and jujitsu. All of these things are going to be popular in 2024 as stress relievers. So if you are working with a brand like this and already have content, go ahead and create a blog around this content and start ranking in the new year. Okay, this next trend is for my fashionistas, and it is bow stacking, like hair bow, B-O-W, bow stacking. So apparently we're going back to big bows, putting them on our outfits, on our shoes, in our hair, on our jewelry. That is going to be a fashion trend to look out for. So key terms that you can look for and associate with this type of topic is bow outfit, bow necklace, bow aesthetic, bow crochet, and heels with bows. So go back and look at some of your past shoots. Find some photo shoots where they're wearing a bow outfit or have a beautiful bow necklace on, and go ahead and update your content for these key terms and create some pins including these search terms so that content you already have created can rank for these terms. This is going to be an easy one to implement, and if you have past photo shoots that have bows incorporated in them, it should be as easy as just creating a new pin and using these keywords on those pins to help you rank for these terms. This next trend is Tropic Like It's Hot, and it encompasses a lot of different niches, but some trending terms you can look for this term, for this trend, is pineapple mocktails, crushed pineapple upside down cake, coconut aesthetic, Hawaiian sheet pan chicken, and tropical chic decor. So if you're a brand photographer, one way you can maximize this is focusing on that tropical chic decor or coconut aesthetic and pulling those things into your photo shoots. So bringing in props, bringing in greenery, big leaves, things that you can add in to update your flat lays and make them seem more tropical. This next trend is cafe core. Apparently in 2024, people are trading in their bar carts for cafe stations. So trending keywords for this trend is going to be coffee bar styling, chalk sign ideas, cafe chalkboard, coffee station decor, and cafe with a K, cafe aesthetic. Quick side note, how you type things in on Pinterest does matter. So cafe with a K and cafe with a C are going to bring up slightly different results on Pinterest. So you do want to pay attention to the spelling of these suggested search terms on the Pinterest reports guide. As a photographer, if you have a kitchen in your typical photo shoot location, beef up the studio with a cute little chalkboard sign. You can update these for every photo shoot, and your client can write what they want on them. Our next trend is big talk. And one thing that I am noticing as I'm going through this Pinterest Predicts report is that big is in, minimalism is out. Something to keep in mind as you're creating other types of content. We want more personality, brighter colors, bigger bows, and to be more vulnerable and forge deeper connections with people. The trending terms for this niche is questions for couple to reconnect, hot seat questions, deep conversation starters, emotional intimacy, and deep questions to ask friends. You could do a fun twist on this by gearing it toward business owners and having conversation starters and hot seat type questions if you want to maximize on this trend. I think for me, unless I'm working with couples and working with a client that would trend for these search terms, my biggest takeaway would be that big, brighter, bolder is in and minimalism is out. Okay, this next trend I've actually already seen out and about in the real world, and it's bee jelly. Jelly is for jellyfish. All of these key terms are centered on jellyfish. So we have jellyfish haircut, jellyfish hat, jellyfish umbrella, blue jellyfish, and jellyfish lamp. And I've actually already seen people wearing jellyfish clothes and getting jellyfish crochet toys. And these actually aren't the terms that are trending here on their report, but jellyfish anything is going to be popular in this new year, and we're going to keep seeing that trending upwards. From a photographer perspective, if you have someone with a jellyfish haircut, definitely maximize on that. Otherwise, I think this is something that when it happens, you'll see it and then you can maximize on it. If it doesn't happen, don't stress about it. Our next trend is hot metals. So this is going to encompass all things from nail art metallic to aluminum furniture, silver necklaces layered, aluminum door design, and metal corset. So from a photographer perspective, the things that you can likely incorporate into your business and your marketing is going to be silver necklaces layered. Go back, look at your past photo shoots, and see if you can't find a shoot where you had someone with silver necklaces on that were layered. This is going to be easy for you to maximize on, and you can pin content you've already created, or you can create fresh new content and then pin it from there. Something else you could also consider is pulling in some aluminum furniture into your studio. Okay, this next one is Blue Beauty. And I want to point out that we already saw blue jellyfish trending, and now that we're diving into the beauty niche, blue is also the trending color. So whether you're actually shooting beauty products or whether you actually have a blue jellyfish, blue is a color that you can pull out and will likely be trending a lot more in 2024 on Pinterest. So that is something to keep in mind and to notice from this report. If you are picking a color, try testing out blue along with some colors that you normally would test out and see what performs better. Our key terms for this beauty niche is blue eyeshadow aesthetic, fun blue nails, light blue prom makeup, aqua makeup look, blue quince makeup. So if you have some blue makeup from a past photo shoot that you love, go ahead and trend for these keywords. If not, you could create blog content around this niche to help people pick their makeup routine and their nails for their photo shoot. Our next trend is dirt flirts, and these keywords are going to be overland gear, off-road camping, off-road wheels, off-road car, and adventure car. Unless you're working with a outdoorsy type brand, this likely isn't something that you are going to utilize as a photographer. But if you are an adventurous photographer and you are working with outdoor brands, definitely keep these in mind, and specifically these trending terms. Our next trend is give a scrap, and this is going to be for our crafty niches. Essentially, it's centered around the idea of sustainability. Our trending key terms are going to be small scrap wood projects DIY, discard recipes, zero waste sewing patterns, craft work with waste material, scrap quilts, patterns, leftover fabric. As a photographer, you can keep this in mind as you are landing new clients this year, and if your client fits these trends, or if you want to have fun with this trend, you could create a little content, maybe some short form content, videos around these terms of you taking things that may be waste from your film, if you are an old school film shooter, and creating a fun photography craft with it. Probably not the best use of your time, but one way you could utilize these key terms. Okay, we're almost to the end. We only have a few more left. Western Gothic. This is going to be things like Western bedding ideas, vintage Americana, country room ideas, Western mirror, and Western Gothic. Go ahead and search those terms on Pinterest and see what pins are ranking for that. But this is going to be great for describing your studios that you are shooting in. You can pull in more of these trends into a studio if you own a studio, or you can look for different studios that fit these trends. This is actually a great way to maximize on some of these suggestions that I am making for studios Even if you own your own studio, you can create a blog post of popular studios in the area and you can link to them. That way you're showing up as the expert and sourcing different photo shoot studios that are going to allow your client to utilize these trends if they want to. And then you're able to create blog content that utilizes these key terms that are going to be trending this year. Continuing with the big is better trend and pattern that I'm noticing as I'm reading this report, this next one is make it big. And in this, we are talking about hair, style, all things jewelry. So trending terms are going to be chunky hoops, big braid hairstyles, wavy perm men, sculptural jewelry, and big bun. This is a great one to go back to past shoots, and if you have someone with a big bun, utilize that key term and create a pin sharing that photo that you've already put inside of blog content. Same for chunky hoops, big braid hairstyles, and sculptural jewelry. Go see what you already have created and see if you can easily update some SEO, create a new pin with a pin title and pin description full of these keys. This next trend is kitchen. And essentially what Pinterest is predicting is that we are going to pull our kitchens away from the minimalist style into vintage pops of color, thrifted finds. So a very stark contrast to what has been popular for kitchens in the past. Some trending terms are going to be eclectic kitchen decor. That eclectic word is pretty popular, as well as eccentric when it comes to trends. Something to keep in mind, even if you're not doing the eclectic grandpa style or this eclectic kitchen decor, just including that adjective into something that actually is eclectic may rank higher because it's a popular term. Another word you see that with is just the word aesthetic. You can add aesthetic to almost anything in the photography niche, and it's going to make that key term that much better. So we have eclectic kitchen decor, kitschy kitchen, green kitchen paint, eccentric kitchen, and retro pink kitchens. So finding studios that utilize kitchen spaces that are more vintage, more pops of color, bright, have a lot of personality is something that would be helpful if you're creating a blog around various studios that are available in your area. This next trend is rest stops. Pinterest is predicting that when it comes to vacations, we are going to slow down. Some of the trending search terms are going to be staycation hotel, solo traveling, slow life, digital detox challenge, and ASMR sleep. The focus for 2024 is going to be less of busy and more of rested. And that concludes our Pinterest predict. Some big themes that I pulled out throughout this is that big is in, minimalism is out, blue is a trending color, and eclectic is a popular adjective. I hope these insights to Pinterest Predicts helps you with your Pinterest marketing goals for 2024.